Hi everyone, okay, so we're back again. I'm Chris and I'm here with Steve.
Hiya.
So welcome to the Sales Mindset Group. And we're here this week to talk to you about customer feedback.
Yeah.
Is that right? How to gain and use customer feedback. Starting with the most important, testimonials and feedback. Constructive criticism.
Yeah, so people often think, hello everyone, and you know, one of the things that I sort of have experienced as a punter is being asked about, you know, do I mind take a quick survey, right? And sometimes you go, yeah, I'll do that because the experience was bad. Don't always do it when the experience is good. Yeah, and therefore, you know, asking for feedback, just by definition, you tend to find what's not working well, right? Human nature. I wish it wasn't that way, but it is. So if you're not asking your clients, your customers for feedback, you know, you're not really building in the opportunity to get some real gifts of where things could be better.
So that feedback, should that be a form? Should you be asking people personally? Should it be done online? Because as you mentioned, you know, a lot of people will give you negatives. The last thing you want to do is ask them to put a comment on Google, unless you vetted what they're going to put first.
Yeah. Well, this is the new world of social media, right? And I don't think you can hide from that. People will choose to do it even if you don't ask them.
There is something about it. If someone's got 5 stars and 200 comments, you start thinking that can't be true.
Well, that's certainly your view of the world, right? So I tend to be a little bit more doubtful if someone's got 5 stars on TripAdvisor. You know, I think that's, you know, that's a different. So you're right. There is someone could be sort of influencing the outcome, but your question about does it have to? Yeah, it doesn't have to be so structured. It doesn't have to be so formal. I think the point is that your company culture and your sales mindset is one that actively seeks feedback. And that could be standardized, right? That could be something where you do have a feedback form. And what I've seen people do is after they finish a service with a customer or a transaction with a customer, it's part of the sales process. Yeah. We do it in the pub that I'm part of. After the meal, there's a feedback form. So we start to get trained as people to do it.
I thought you meant you drink every pint and feedback.
No, not quite. But it could also be just simply asking.
Okay.
Yeah, asking questions to your existing customers, to prospective customers even. Yeah.
If I flip that on its head completely, should you be giving testimonials to people? Should you be actively engaging with them? You know, a letterhead with your letterhead on it, or online so you can get your promotion across. Is there a form of sales and marketing in giving people testimonials?
Well, it's an interesting thought, isn't it? I mean, I don't know what people on the line think, on the video think, but I wonder if there's a value if your brand, if it's a good brand to be associated with.
Okay.
All right. So I probably wouldn't want to be associated with anything supported by an extremist or Donald Trump, or but a good brand association, a product, someone that isn't necessarily
So when you're talking about associated, you mean even a negative review? You wouldn't give a negative review to a company or organisation that connect with. But I mean actual clients. You know, if you're working with someone.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's an interesting comment, right? So I also work some consultancy business, and when you're researching that company, you start to see their posts on LinkedIn and so on and so forth, and you wonder whether you should just go on and start liking it. But it's a bit random, right? That a sales coach would then start to like a crane manufacturer.
Okay.
So I think it's thinking about how it's to my point earlier. It's complementary to your overall brand positioning and your offer. You know, as an individual, if you've received great service from a company that provides you a fridge freezer, no issue.
Yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily lend itself as a natural bedfellow.
part of our strategy is getting feedback and testimonials, everything we do, and we use it to adapt our products. So we say, you know, what platforms are working best for you? Do you get the most sales coming through?
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and through that we can see which platforms are dominating for the sector.
Yeah.
So for us, testimonials are key to understanding what we should be selling and promoting.
Yeah, but the core of that is the product and service you offer,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's not disassociated, it's not random. So I guess that's the point. So if I was to help this crane manufacturer increase their sales, that's an incredibly powerful testimonial.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So how do you set up a culture where feedback's encouraged? You know, throughout the whole team, throughout your whole workforce.
Yeah. I mean, there are some very traditional measures in business, right? And maybe some of you use them. I'll quickly go through them, but then we'll talk about the how. There's the first one, which is called CSI. Don't worry, it's not going to get too technical. This is just Customer Satisfaction Index.
Yeah.
And this is just a simple feedback form. How was that transaction? Did the product arrive on time? Was the invoice right? Was the packaging all appropriate? You know, and in some of your businesses, CSI is a good measure. So think about how you incorporate the value in your service and the quality of your offer in maybe that feedback. The second one is one called NPS, which is Net Promoter Score. And this is probably more B2B sales, so anybody out there that's B2B sales, you know that the decision-making process isn't just one person normally now, right? It's more complex, there's a couple of decision makers. And what NPS measures is how likely people in that company are to promote your sales and service. And that's based upon their personal experience, not the transactional experience, which is CSI. So again, if that is something that you can set up quite simply, if there are 2 or 3 people involved in the decision-making process, it can be just a simple questionnaire.
And they can get more access to this through the Sales Growth Club.
Yeah, absolutely.
So thesalesgrowthclub.com, sign up, become a member, and they get a lot more exposure to this and a lot more information how they can actually get the testimonials and the customer feedback.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's right. There's a whole module around this that's come around this space specifically. You know, but that's like if you've got the infrastructure, right? But if you haven't got the infrastructure, you know, how do you get it? And I'm a big advocate of just carving out time in your diary that says, you know, I'm just going to call Sheila, I'm just going to call Bill, they're regular customers of mine, they're important customers, and I'm just going to find out how things are going.
I suppose as well, it's great to do that. If you know something's gone wrong, you know, that phone call just to ask them can be the difference between letting something fester and them leaving you and fixing it really quickly.
Good point. Yeah, definitely could be.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the important thing is whatever feedback you get, right, act on it.
Yeah.
So I've heard that 5 times, but I've done nothing about it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about the biggest disaster, well, you might know, this will age me, there might be more recent ones. Kodak decided that they'd heard all about this digital photography stuff, yet they were going to carry on doing film.
Well, Kodak also tried to do a Bitcoin a few months ago, didn't they, which epically failed. Yeah.
Listening to customer feedback and doing something with it is the key.
Yeah. Same with Nokia. Nokia decided that they should drop Bluetooth, wasn't it? Because customer feedback said they weren't using it enough.
Right. And now look at us.
Yeah, yeah. So you're right. Customer feedback can be the difference between positioning yourself for the future and staying where you are.
Well, you're always looking to innovate.
Yeah.
You're always looking to improve your offers. You know, and whilst that certainly is a sort of future view, it also tells you whether you're getting your price positioning right.
Yeah, true. So how much of this should you incorporate the technology giants into it? Get reviews on Facebook, Google, if you're in the hospitality sector, TripAdvisor? Well,
a stat that I use regularly, but I don't shy away from it because it's so important, but a buying decision is 60% made online, right? That says the buyers that you used to have to go and meet, explain what you do, talk about the value, they're already shopping before they invite you to see them. That means the power of Google, Facebook, TripAdvisor or whatever's relevant for your segment and sector, if you're not showing up on those as credible, you could well be discounted from that buyer's choice.
Yeah.
So go on to mine and give me some stars and whatever it needs to happen.
So do you have customer feedback? Do you go out and get testimonials from your customers? So if you do, give us a thumbs up, let us know. And if you've got any interesting ways of doing it as well, that'd be great. What do you prioritize? Do you prioritize Google, Facebook, a phone call? I know there's lots of technology apps out there that you can get, which allow you to do it. There's one that sends letters to them discreetly, so you never actually know who they came for. So there are plenty of different ways of monitoring this and getting that feedback. Yeah. So give us a thumbs up if you do it, and if you're willing to, let us know what you use, what you prioritize. So if someone's not doing it, what's the one piece of advice? What's the next step that you would advise they do?
If they're not doing it, well, the obvious answer is start doing it. But I think it's understand what you're looking for feedback on.
Is there an element of getting over that mindset first? The fear of asking? Well,
the fear of rejection, the fear that you're getting it wrong. I think you're right. And that discovery, though, about it's easy to ask for feedback, but is it the right feedback? Is it actually additive to your offer? Is it actually additive to the value you enhance? Because it's really easy to ask for feedback about, am I a good speaker, when you know you are, right? But the real question is, how can I improve the impact of my speaking? So that would be my advice, right? Thinking about how you drive value through asking for feedback. Not just asking for it for the sake of it. And that's the bit that I'd say is the mindset. Not looking to reaffirm what you're good at, but really looking to probe and get the sort of hidden value behind the activity of getting feedback from your clients.
Okay. So that's pretty much all we've got time for today, but let's have your feedback.
Yeah, please.
In the comments, let us know, have we give you enough information? Do we give you enough to get you started? Obviously, if you want to go into more in-depth knowledge, then head over to thesalesgrowthclub.com.
Yep.
It's all there. But in this Facebook Live, in these recorded videos, do we give you enough knowledge to help you get or develop that mindset for the subject that we're talking about? Has today's video been good?
You're asking for feedback there, aren't
I am. Feedback. Get some feedback. Testimonials. Get in the comment box and let us know.
Yeah.
But that's everything for this week. We're not here next week. We are taking a week off, mostly because of holidays. Everyone seems to be on holidays, and even though I'm not going away, Steve's going away, I'm not going away. We're not here next week, but we are going to be coming back the week after, and we are going to be talking about how to be a leading voice in the industry, in your sector. So how do you become a leading voice at developing your sales process? Good. How do you become a leading voice? So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching.